It's warm right now. It's 57 degrees outside, KJ. It's going to be even warmer tomorrow. Just
warmest February on record by a long shot.
Why has it been so hot this winter?
Thursday, the warmest day yet. We could even make a shot at hitting 70 degrees or 10, even 25 degrees above normal.
According to the National Centers for Environmental Information, the average U.S. temperatures in February 2017 ranks the second warmest February in the record since 1895. The particular claim comes to a surprise, since the New York City has been experiencing extreme fluctuations in weather and temperature this winter. Consecutively warm days, followed by a snow day, for example.
Tonight across New England, the whiteout and the wipeout.
The New Yorkers in the city claim they too have been experiencing exotic weather changes in their skins.
Yes, first couple of days were really cold and then it got really hot. I think we're going to be having some snow dump tomorrow.
It's been warm one week and snowy the next week.
Hey, it's going to get crazy tomorrow. A little snow, I hear, 4 inches.
The roller coaster weather patterns destabilize the climate and makes blooming of cherry blossoms in the East Coast unpredictable. It also makes dressing weather appropriate more difficult than ever. Many scientists for years have blamed climate change for exotic weather patterns. And Climate Central Organization this March also put up an analysis that concludes that human-made climate change is responsible for the increases in odds of warm winters.
Is that increasingly the weather that we're experiencing has a human influence.
Despite experiencing the same degree of fluctuation in temperatures and seeing similarly distorted patterns of weather, opinions among the New Yorkers are divisive. There are many whom say the phenomenon is nothing more than an unpredictability of East Coast climate.
I've been living in New York for like 6 years, and it's always been up and down with the weather, but I feel like here it's because Manhattan is an island and surrounded by water. So
some people call it end of the world, weather changes, goes through a cycle.
Does weather fluctuation concern you in any way?
No, just par for the course, I guess. Yeah. Still March, you know. Northeast is a little unpredictable.
Right. It'll get cooler, it'll get warmer, it's called weather.
Or some say there are causes to these exotic weathers and are concerned.
It's a little bit concerning, it's global warming, it's completely, this year particularly, I think it's really hit home. I'm heading towards 60, but I worry about like my friends who have younger kids. It's going to be much more crippling for them, later on. So yes, it is concerning for everybody.
And when people say that global warming's not a thing, I go, yeah, it is.
Climate change is real, yeah. It's a real thing, yeah.
An environmental activist and professor at New York University, Dale Jamieson, also has an opinion.
What people experience is weather. They experience temperature, they experience rain, snow, and so on. And so people will ask, they'll say, it's really warm. Is that because of climate change? And it's one of those questions that there's no right answer to it exactly. So all you can really say is that because of climate change, we're going to get more and more of this crazy destabilized weather. This is what we should expect. This will become more frequent. This is exactly what we're predicting. It has our fingerprint on it. That's another way of looking at it, right? Is that increasingly the weather that we're experiencing has a human influence. There's no weather system now that is just happening without it having the effect of human fossil fuel emissions. The problem that we face is that so many people are in such denial about the problem in the first place. They don't look at it squarely in the eye. They talk about climate change being a Chinese hoax or something like that. And as long as we're operating at this level of ignorance, we can't even get to the point where we can have reasonable disagreements with each other. So I think the first thing is to make it a much higher priority for people and to see that destabilizing the global environment is a way of destabilizing the rest of your life, in a sense.
I don't choose any sprays or things like that. Anything goes into the atmosphere. I am concerned about that. I use paper whenever possible, so I'm eco-friendly.
I try to convince people who are not believers that something is happening globally.
Home, I do ride a bicycle everywhere. I don't use my car.
Rather than a problem, climate change will increasingly present as an array of challenges that we will have to manage and live with as best we can, and hope that the darkest scenarios do not come to pass. We will have to abandon the Promethean dream of a certain decisive solution and instead engage with the messy world of climate politics sprawling across jurisdictions. Climate change will trouble us, but there is no magic bullet solution. John Wayne is dead, and there is no Colt 45 peacemaker in sight. What remains is the human spirit and its enduring quest to survive and flourish on a changing planet.